Erev Tov, good evening. Can I ask everybody to take their seats? Hashem Baksha. Erev Tov lekulam. אני צריך לדבר באנגלית, אבל אני אדבר לאט, ואני מקווה שכל האנשים מבינים את המילים. I come from England. In England, everything happens like clockwork. Welcome to Israel. Baruch Hashem. What a country. And so we're starting a little late. Me'ilim, they're here. A little late. The main thing is we are here biyachad, together. And I want to say first and foremost, Baruchim Habaim, to the mishpachot of the Kadoshim. To welcome Kilot from across the world and friends who joined us tonight. To welcome Rav Perez, Rav Mervis and the heads of Mizrahi. And thank you Hashem for making tonight a really windy night. It's really helped. Baruch Hashem, we found duct tape in the Arab Quarter, so they're standing for the moment. So welcome, Baruchim Habaim, to the launch of the Simchat Torah Project, here in the eternal, undivided capital of Medinat Israel, Yerushalayim, Ir HaKodesh. And I can speak as at the moment, member of Chutz La'aretz. None of us, the 200 of us that are here from Chutz La'aretz, none of us will forget where we were forever when we first heard the news. As it began to filter through in shuls across the world, through security and through others, Last Shmini Atzeret in Chutz La'aretz, we couldn't believe it. We couldn't. How could this be happening? And we struggled with our prayers, our tefillot. We were in pain. And then, as the day turned into night, in Chutz La'aretz, we began Simchat Torah. Hakafot started. How could we dance? But I focused not on the dancing that night, but on the milim, on the words we say before every hakafah. And every year until then, as a young boy, I didn't care about those words. Get me to the dancing. Ani rotze lirkod. But then came the words from the Rav's mouth as you start the hakafah circuit. Ana Hashem, Hoshiana. Ana Hashem, Hatzlichana. Hashem, save us. Bring us Hatzlacha, success. And then, Hashem Oz Lamo Yiten. Hashem Yevorech et Amo B'Shalom. To give us strength, to bless us with Shalom. Never in my life had those words meant more. And for those of you in Israel on that day, and we've heard over the last few days from so many of you, the pain cannot be described. To the mishpachot of the Kadoshim here tonight, what you have lost is beyond words. It's impossible to say. You are in pain. Am Yisrael is in pain. Kehilot around the Jewish world are in pain. And then over the last few days, just as we arrived for this mission, we've lost even more. What can we do to move forward as mishpachot, as kehilot, as Am Yisrael? There is no one answer. One thing we have done to try to help is to create for the Jewish world the Simchat Torah Project, with one aim: to make sure we can remember every single Kadosh. It's not just the name on the me'il. It's for Kehilot to connect to our family. Because we want you to feel, as a family in Israel, as a mishpacha of the Kadosh, to feel embraced, hugged by the Jewish world. 1,500 me'ilim is our target, to remember every single Kadosh we have lost. So far, as of just before this ceremony, we have 502 shuls across the world signed up, who've ordered, so far, 613 me'ilim. Tonight, 127 of those me'ilim are on display for the communities that have made the journey to be with us for this launch. Look at the me'ilim. Look at the number of the me'ilim. That is 8% of the number of people we have lost, a number we need to remember. So I'm challenging us all of here. We have a few more weeks until we can't print any more me'ilim for Simchat Torah, to spread the word, to get some shuls on board around the world, to get another me'il or two for your kehillah. We will not rest at Mizrahi until every single Kadosh, every single family in Israel has a kehillah somewhere in the world saying, we will remember you. But it's more than that. It's much more than that. We're very blessed tonight to have with us Yonatan Razel. Yonatan is somebody who has been with Mizrahi for many of our moving occasions. And there's one song, there's many songs now, he's a wonderful artist, but one song the world knows Yonatan for. And to introduce that song is an understanding of what this project is about. It's a realization we are linked together by something beyond time, beyond history. It's a promise given to us by God that despite all the evil and all the darkness that tries to wipe us out throughout history, we will endure. Am Yisrael Chai. Hashem will save us from their hands. Yes, there is darkness, but we believe there will be light. The promise, Vehi Shamda.
והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, שלא אחד בלבד עמד עלינו לכלותנו, גם עומד עלינו לכלותנו. והיא שעמדה לאבותינו, והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, שלא אחד בלבד עמד עלינו לכלותנו, עמד עלינו לכלותנו. והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו, מצילנו מידם. והקדוש ברוך הוא יצילנו, יצילנו מידם. והיא שעמדה לאבותינו, והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, שלא אחד בלבד עומד עלינו לכלותנו. We know you're with us, we know you're with us. לקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו, מצילנו מידם. והקדוש ברוך הוא יצילנו, יצילנו מידם. שלא אחד בלבד עמד עלינו לכלותנו, לכלותנו. והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו, יצילנו מידם. Such a long voyage, thousands of years. I remember as a young boy, Leila Seda, always feeling the pain and the power of these words. People that come together and pray to Hashem. But everywhere around the world, so much hatred, so much cruelty. Away, a long, long voyage, but here we are home. I'm from the tribe of Leviim. My fathers sang here at Beit HaMikdash. A few meters away from here. Very soon, B'ezrat Hashem, we'll be back there together, rejoicing together. Sing for all these Kadoshim. והקדוש ברוך הוא מצילנו, מצילנו מידם. יצילנו
Take a look around. Every me'il is a Kadosh, is a name. But it's not going to stay on a plinth in the old city of Yerushalayim. It's going to be taken eventually to a shul. At the moment, those 502 shuls come from 31 countries across the world. I didn't know there were Jews in Dominican Republic, as I said last night. China, Russia, Latvia, Chile, Argentina, Australia, Canada, USA, UK, 31 countries. And those shuls, and please God, many more will join, will take their me'il, lovingly place it on the Sefer Torah in their shul. The reason why they are of different heights is because different shuls have different Sefer Torah of different heights. And they will dance with these Torahs on Simchat Torah with tears in their eyes. But how can we dance on the outside of the darkest day in our history since the Shoah? I've been inspired not just this year, but for many years, but certainly this year, by somebody who lost their beloved son Daniel on Simchat Torah, has inspired the world with his words, traveling the world over the last year. He gave us the idea to use the words of Shlomo HaMelech at the top of every me'il to drive this project. 8 spot, 8 v'kod, a time to mourn, a time to dance. So let us hear from him on how we have permission to dance on Simchat Torah with tears in our eyes. As soon as he finishes speaking, he has to head off to the airport to Australia to inspire the community there. This is the life of my dear friend, Rav Doron Perez.
I really do have to apologize. I'm actually not going straight to the airport. Before October 7th, I would have gone straight to the airport. I'm just going home to be with my family before I travel. It takes a long time to get to Australia and a long time to get back. So things have changed for us, and so I'll just be at home before going to the airport. But Rabbi Mervis, who's traveling with me, our acting CEO, he will travel straight to the airport. And thank you, Rabbi Shaw. אני אגיד כמה מילים בעברית לכל משפחות הנופלים, החללים שלצערנו אני נמנה עמהם. גם לנו יש מעיל ספר תורה על שם בנינו האהוב דניאל, השם ייקום דמו, וזכות גדולה לצערנו כואבת ביותר, אבל כולנו ביחד וזכינו בכאב הזה שזוכרים אותנו בקהילות בעולם, ויקחו את ילדינו, אהובינו, הורינו, כל מי במשפחה שאנחנו מתגעגעים אליו או אליה, איתם בליבם, כל יום ובפרט בשמחת תורה, ביום הירצייט, יום השנה לפטירתם. I want to thank my friend Rabbi Shaw, and I want to give him and the whole Mizrahi UK organization a tremendous round of applause for the drive to put this together, to envision this idea, and to really make it a reality for 613 Sifrei Torah, very special number, and I'm sure it will grow in all of the shuls in the 31 countries and the Dominican Republic. And also I want to thank Rabbi Mervis and our whole Mizrahi Israel Olami team for my friend and associate Gael, our senior representative Gael Greenveld in the national institutions, and the deputy head of the World Zionist Organization. The whole work of the organism in Israel to partner with Mizrahi UK in making the event happen in Israel. I want to just speak briefly And again, apologies that I'm going to leave as soon as I speak, as soon as I finish speaking. I want to share, just one moment. I want to share how I think this Yom, this Simchat Torah is going to be. How do you dance on a day, as Rabbi Shaw said, the most difficult and challenging and dark day in Jewish history since the end of the Shoah? Over 1,200 people, close to 1,300 people, have a yortzeit in that day. I thought to myself that in our shul in Yad Binyamin, when we open the ark and take out the Torah at about 9 o'clock, my son was shot, wounded, probably killed at 9:01 and 46 seconds. And that's probably the time we listen to the recording. And that's the time that we're going to be taking out the Sifrei Torah. How do you dance at a time where the pogrom that we say of the Kilot HaKodesh, of the pogromim we say, of Arachamim we say, Akilot shenichnaku, v'nisrafu, v'nishchetu, v'neinsu, we can add terrible things. All happened on one day, in the most barbaric day, as we were supposed to be dancing with the Torah. How do we possibly dance with genuine happiness in our hearts? And I just want to share a reflection which made me understand our wedding. And I want to share a reflection where I felt it most deeply, actually, was at my father, Shibadal L'chaim Arukim. I think he's taken our son's death, along with my wife, the hardest, and certainly the capture and the sufferings while we thought he was alive. And Shibadal L'chaim Arukim turned 85 a number of months ago. And I'll never forget, at his 85th birthday, it was the first time that we'd all got together. Kfar Roeh, he lives next door, my sister, all the grandchildren, almost all the grandchildren were there for the first time at a simcha. And one of my siblings said, all the grandchildren, all the grandsons, come have a picture with Grandpa Gil. At that moment that all the grandchildren came up, my wife broke down in tears. Went to the next door room. I went with her, totally broken. My sister came up to me and said to me, Doron, I'm so sorry. I said to her, you don't have to be sorry. Our grandfather, our father, deserves the happiness to be with every one of his grandchildren who are alive. He deserves that happiness and must be a picture. And that's 100% okay. But don't deny us our pain to cry so deeply. And I said to her the words then which have been echoing in my mind since then, the last 2 months. I said to Ariella, it's okay. It is so not okay, but it's okay. And it made me realize what so many people who mourn go through, that for us, the happiest occasions in our lives are going to be tinged with the most painful moments, and it's okay. It's so not okay, but it's okay. And it made me realize that that's what happened on our son Yonatan's wedding, who got married 10 days after the 7th of October, Simchat Torah, or Le Gimel Mar Cheshvan. It made me realize that I didn't think it was possible. I always share that on that day, I thought that the only way I could get through my son's wedding was not to think about Daniel. I've shared this with our solidarity groups. I thought to myself, the only way I will get through this is not thinking about Daniel. And therefore, just before we went to the chuppah, my wife Shelley said she has to go into Daniel's room and to fill his suit, and I just couldn't. And it's still very hard for me to go into his room. And we went in, we cried, we came out. I said, Shell, let's focus on what we have. We've got Yonatan. Let's just focus on Yonatan. And there, all I was doing was focusing on Yonatan. And as I've told, we get to the chuppah, and we're focusing on the simcha. And then the rabbi, just by the way, at our simcha, we had Yonatan Razel singing. He sang V'hisha Amda. We discussed as a family, like if there was one musician who would come, and we said, Yonatan Razel, and he sang at the chuppah V'hisha Amda and Imeshkachech Yerushalayim. And I wanted to say that I thought I was going to get through it by not thinking about Daniel. And then, as I've often said, the rabbi who was marrying them started the chuppah saying, how can we start this wedding without acknowledging who's not here? In my heart, I was saying, I cannot believe that he's doing it. What is he doing? But he did the right thing. How could we not acknowledge the elephant in the room, the person that we miss so much and are so pained by? But I was scared to acknowledge his absence cognitively, consciously, because I thought I would break down and not be able to have a simcha. How wrong I was. We cried bitterly. All of us broke down and cried. We davened for him, Shira Malot. And then an incredible thing happened. We wiped our tears off our faces with tissues. And we celebrated. And boy, what a simcha it was. As I've said, one of our friends said it was the saddest, happiest, holiest, most inspiring wedding she had been at for our family. When I look back at it, it's the happiest occasion in our lives, amongst the happiest, tinged forever with some of the most painful experiences. And I saw that 8 Sfod, the 8 Rekud, what Shlomo Melech said, is not different periods in life. It's that they can both happen at the same time, and they do. All of us, we've all got simcha in our lives, and we've got people missing. So much missing, but so much that is. And we are broken and whole, complete and fractured at the same time, and it's okay. It's so not okay, but it's okay. And that's what's going to happen in the Simchat Torah. We are going to dance with tears of happiness. We're going to hold the Torah, and we are going to celebrate Simchat Torah. As Yonatan Razel said, it's through the ages. Jewish history didn't begin and end on the 7th of October without pain. There's a long view of history, but at the same time, we're going to cry. And the tears will be mixed up, and one hakafa will be crying, and one hakafa will be tears of joy and tears of pain. And you know what? It's okay. It's so not okay, but it's okay. We have joined the generations of Jewish history, which Hashem has given us a furlough from them for many decades, unfortunately, which had to carry this pain. And I want to say in conclusion, we know that in the death of Rabbi Chanina ben Tradion, who was burnt with a Sefer Torah around him, his students said to him, what do you see? And he famously said, and I was thinking of it just looking at the Sivrei Torah, he famously said, what do I see as I'm dying, as the Sefer Torah is being burnt around me? I see gvilim nisrafim, I see the parchment being burnt. Ve'otiot porchot ba'avir, and the eternal letters of the Torah are flying in the air. You can burn the parchment, you can burn the body, you can destroy, but you can never, ever taint the Jewish soul. It's eternal. The human being's soul is eternal. The Jewish people's soul is eternal. And yes, they will be with us, every single one of them, our son. And all of them will be with us. They're with us every day. And they will be with us when we are in pain. And they'll be with us when we are dancing. And it's fine, it's okay, and it's so not okay, but it's okay. It'll be an 8 Rekud, an 8 Sfod, and we will remember the Gvilim Nisrafim, the bodies of those which were horrifically treated. But we will also remember that the Otiot, the Neshamot, the Jewish soul, each one is Porchot Ba'avir, they are eternal and they're with us. And I want to say that I've realized in the last few months how tears of pain and tears of joy come from the same place in the nefesh. I've realized, I think, that it's because both love and loss have got to do with yearning. We're going to start saying tonight, Ani l'dodi v'dodi li, and we're going to end it on Simchat Torah, Ani l'dodi v'dodi li. And we love and embrace those who are with us, and from that same place, we yearn so deeply for those who aren't. We embrace HaKadosh Baruch Hu so closely, but we yearn for a closeness with Him that we don't have until our Beit HaMikdash is rebuilt. And therefore the place of the pain of yearning, of longing, of desiring closeness is the very same the very same happiness of intimacy, of closeness, of love. It comes from the same place. Sometimes the otiyot, the letters, are on the parchment, and sometimes they're porchot ba'avir, but they're the same letters, the same neshomas, the same people, the same essence, whether they are in this physical world or whether they are porchot ba'avir. And we'll embrace them, we'll sing with them, we'll mourn for them, we'll yearn for them, and we'll celebrate together with Klal Yisrael. That is the lot of the package deal of human life, and that is the lot of our people. And forever, I think, from now, certainly in our lifetime, this will be our celebration of Simchat Torah, a time of celebration, a time of pain. Eit tzvot, eit rakot, u'bezrat Hashem, Hashem u'machad dimam el kol panim. Hashem, in the only way that He can, will bring back every one of the 101 hostages. Immediately, those to be buried like our son Daniel, those who to be with their families, to come home, to look after every single one of us. I know the Chayalim Bodadim spoke to families whose children are in the front lines. Hashem should look after every one of our sons and daughters, and we should Be'ezrat Hashem, be able to celebrate with a Simcha of Torah, Simcha Shlema, the Simcha of closeness, without pain, and only with privilege, with happiness and celebration. Thank you, and I'm really sorry that I have to run. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Avdol and the Siyat Torah, and continue to inspire us and the whole Jewish world. There are so many stories of loss, of tears, but also of bravery and courage. I've heard many over the last few days of people who fought like lions against the enemy, who went back to rescue people despite the risk to their own lives. Daniel Perez was one of those who fought like a lion. Yosef Gedalia was another. I would therefore tonight like to invite his wife Sinai to address us now.
Thank you for this kavod for Yosef, and thank you for this initiative. Yosef was born on Aleph Tevet, December 26, 2000. He was raised in Bet Shemesh and went to school in Jerusalem. He is the fifth out of 7 children: Shira, Asher, Yaeli, Charlie, Yosef, Esther, and Elisheva. His parents are Dina and David. I'm very lucky to be part of their family. I never quite know how to start. Words are hard, and I want to do Yosef justice. So I guess I'll start with a few things I want you to know about Yosef. That he loved basketball and frisbee. That he had a silent laugh and would close his eyes and hold his stomach when something was really funny to him. That he loved surprises. That he loved to bake desserts right before Shabbat. That he was the one that his friends called when they needed dating advice or any advice. That he loved to read maps and learn history. That he had a chavruta that he loved to learn or cook with. That his favorite part of Shabbat was couch time with the family. That he loved flying drones since he was a teenager. That he wanted to be a pilot when he was young. That he had a goal to finish Masechet Shabbat by the time he finished the army. I could go on and on. It's important for me that you know Yosef's love for life. The last time I was here, in this exact spot, was on Chol HaMoed Pesach. We had just completed the Gedalia family's traditional Aliyah L'Regel, walking from Bet Shemesh to Jerusalem. My Yosef grew up partaking in the Aliyah L'Regel, and it was something he was so excited for me to join when we got married. This year, following the events of Simchat Torah, in which Yosef left this world, we chose to invite anyone who loves Yosef to join us. And it was incredible. I was uplifted in a way I didn't know was possible since losing Yosef. And at the end of the day, when we arrived here, to the kotel, I felt so good. I wasn't nervous to speak in front of a crowd the way I usually am. The large group of people didn't scare me the way it usually does. I was strengthened. My father-in-law explains this phenomenon. When you partake in something national the way that we did Aliyah L'Regel, with the klal, you leave your individual self behind, and you become part of an interwoven story, something bigger than yourself. By the time you arrive at your destination, and what better destination than this, you feel the oneness of it all. We are one with each other, one with God, as we are created B'Tselem Elokim, in one nation, Am Echad B'Lev Echad. That is how Yosef saw the world, saw his mission in the world. Yosef was deeply tapped into the oneness that connects us all. We would often discuss the nitzots, the godly spark, in each person and the connection it brings with it. Yosef has a special soul. He has always been a special person. My mother-in-law tells that when Yosef was a toddler, he would walk into shul and just stare and wonder at the Sifrei Torah. One of the first gifts that he requested and then received as a child was a miniature Sefer Torah, for which his sister also built him an aron for. In the pictures of him with his Sefer Torah, you see, as a 2-year-old, his face radiating light and joy. His love for Torah was always present. His friends from high school said already from 7th grade that they would watch him daven because he would never speak to others during the tefillah. During Shmona Esrei, Yosef was 100% concentrated. His friends say they would just watch him, and from that they would feel connected to what he was connecting to. Last week, we completed 11 months of mourning. This milestone brings with it complex emotions, fears, and thoughts, as well as a gathering of people, once again coming together as a klal to love and remember Yosef. Just as we did during the Shiva and the Shloshim, we stayed up late with close family and friends, sharing memories and stories and togetherness. One of Yosef's friends from his tzevet showed me pictures of Yosef that I had never seen before. In them, Yosef is wearing his uniform, sitting during a break either before or after a mission, but rather than napping, and he was so tired. Yosef has a Sefer Kodesh open on his lap, and he's reading it with absolute concentration. The friend wrote on the picture, "Let's learn from Yosef, using every given second to do a good and holy deed." People often ask me to describe Yosef in a few words. I think it's an impossible task, but these words come pretty close to perfect. Because truly everything he did was with intention, love for his people, his land, and the Torah, and always for the greater good. If you asked him why he was in Duvdevan for 4 years instead of the mandatory 2.5, he would say, "That's how I can bring us one step closer to Mashiach." If you asked him, "Why did you stay up so late to do the dishes when you were so tired?" he would say, "One step closer to Mashiach." "Why are you trying to finish Masechet Shabbat when you're so busy with the army?" One step closer to Mashiach. And the way that Yosef answered with anava, with truth, and with love, you knew that it really was bringing us one step closer to Mashiach. And you knew that he was someone that you wanted to be around. Yosef was loved by everyone who encountered him. He made you feel safe, appreciated, important, loved. He made me the happiest person in the world. We were blessed to know each other for many years before we even began dating, and then further blessed with almost 2 years of a happy, beautiful, simple, and cherished life together. We were married for 1 year, the best year of our lives, and one in which I wouldn't change a thing. It wasn't simple to be married to a soldier. Yosef's unit Duvdevan is the most active unit in the army, and Yosef's tzevet is the most active in the unit, and at a point, Yosef was the most active soldier in his tzevet, making him the most active soldier in the army. Despite and in light of the challenges, we saw how meaningful our relationship was because of them. We were both so proud that this was the shlichut we were given, to be part of something bigger than ourselves. Almost every night, Yosef was on a mission. Yosef was in the drones team of Duvdevan, an essential team in the complicated missions that the unit takes part in. Yosef loved his job. He loved how it made him think, how technical and strategic it was, and that he actively protected both soldiers on the mission and civilians from future harm. And I was, am, and always will be so proud of him. On Simchat Torah, Yosef's favorite holiday, I watched Yosef dance with the Torah, and my heart was full. Later that night, his grandfather asked us around the table to share something from the evening that we had enjoyed. Yosef said that he loved the song, Hoshea et Amecha. We went to sleep that night at the peak of happiness. We woke up to a phone call from Yosef's commander around 8 a.m., telling us that there was a situation in the south and that Yosef should be ready. About 10 minutes later, sirens began in Jerusalem. Yosef decided to drive to base to see what was needed of him, and at around 9:15, he left our house in Jerusalem, gave me a kiss, and said, "I'll see you soon." From home, he drove to base and arrived within 15 minutes. He quickly organized his gear and left with the first group that he found, joining his friend Guy and another soldier, Ro'i. They drove to Kfar Aza and arrived within 45 minutes when it should have taken 2 hours. They went in and out of the kibbutz 3 times. Each time they could have decided, "That's it, I'm done." Yet each time they chose as one to go back in, to risk their lives again, because they knew they were part of something bigger. They saved many people in Kfar Aza, and we've met one of them who was critically injured when Yosef and his team arrived to save him. He says that had they arrived minutes later, he would no longer be alive. The third time that they went in, they went around the back to the youth neighborhood. This was one of the hardest hit areas of the whole day. When Yosef got there, it was still full of tens of terrorists, and many people were being held hostage in their homes. At this point, another soldier joined Yosef's vehicle, Or Yosef Ran, Hashem Yikom Damo, and they decided that they would enter the neighborhood, no matter how dangerous. They drove through the rows of houses and did whatever they could to help the civilians there. Once they had gone through the row of houses once, their vehicle was suddenly hit by an RPG. Ro'i and Or Yosef jumped out of the front, but Yosef and Guy were stuck in the back. Ro'i and Or Yosef had enough time to hide behind a wall, but once Yosef and Guy managed to escape the vehicle, they were immediately met with a grenade thrown at them. They jumped to the ground, and another grenade was thrown. Yosef yelled, "Grenade!" and Guy ran to the right, and Yosef ran straight ahead towards the fence. And as he ran, Yosef was shot. For 20 minutes, the others hid and waited for help. No one was sure what had happened to Yosef. Guy called out to him, risking being exposed to the terrorists himself, but Yosef didn't answer. For 20 minutes, Yosef's team was waiting for assistance to arrive, and during this time, Or Yosef too was killed. He was evacuated, and Ro'i and Guy waited for another vehicle to evacuate them. Finally, someone showed up, and Guy begged them to look for Yosef. They looked, and they didn't find him anywhere. And for 2 hours, Yosef's status was missing. At 4 p.m., his tzevet arrived and put up a drone. They saw a soldier lying on his stomach outside the kibbutz fence, and 2 terrorists were picking the soldier up and carrying him towards Aza. At first, they weren't sure if it was maybe a terrorist dressed up in Tzal uniform. And then they saw tzitzit and a drone battery, so they knew it was Yosef. Yosef was always makpid to wear tzitzit every day. Many religious soldiers choose not to wear tzitzit during missions, especially in the summer months when it's too hot, but Yosef always chose to. His dedication to tzitzit is what brought him back to us. The army sent a Golani force to eliminate those terrorists and recover Yosef. They saw he was no longer alive and evacuated his body. Ever since Yosef was called up to be next to the Kisei HaKavod, I felt his light, Or Ganuz, stronger and stronger. Like a me'il for a Sefer Torah is a kli to hold the light within, so too we are a kli for the light that is within each and every one of us. Yosef's light continues to shine stronger and brighter every day. I feel it personally in my thoughts, in my dreams, in my decisions, and I see it on a national level in the things people tell me they have learned from Yosef. I like to share about Yosef and simply who he was. Some of my favorite stories of him are simple anecdotes about the way he lived, because as heroic as his last day was, every day of his life was heroic and important, and I think we can all learn a lot from him. For example, when Yosef and I were dating, I noticed that any time we were outside, he would pick up 2 pieces of garbage from the ground. I asked him, why always 2 pieces, why not 1? And he said, I've probably dropped so much garbage on the ground in my life, so why not pick up 2 for everyone I've dropped? It sounds so simple, but it's big. To literally and figuratively see what's in front of you and reach out for it, do what you can, and not look for reward or praise. To just do, because it will create a butterfly effect of good. I share this anecdote with many people, and throughout the past 11 months, I have received many messages from friends and strangers telling me that Yosef has inspired them to pick up 2 pieces of garbage every time they're outside. Olam chesed yibaneh. Just today, someone told me that because of Yosef's strong faith in the Geulah, she has found faith within herself. Her exact words were, I have never been one to be so sure about Mashiach, but I've been thinking about Mashiach a lot lately because of Yosef, and the emunah there has made me more open and comfortable with it, and has made me realize I can believe and I can know without being sure about the how and the when. Or Yosef Chai. Yosef loved Am Yisrael, Eretz Yisrael, and Torah Yisrael. In every moment, every action. Just a few weeks before Simchat Torah, I had planned to buy him a book about figures who changed the history of Am Yisrael. I knew exactly what I would write to him on the inside cover. Yosef, I know one day you'll be on the pages of this book. Little did I know it would be so soon and for this reason, but I am endlessly grateful for him and proud of him. At this time of Chodesh Elul, HaMelech Basadeh, we must meet him in the field, to do whatever we are capable of to bring the Geulah, whatever is within your reach, because each and every one of us has the ability to make a change for the good, to grab what is in front of us. Ask yourself, what can I do, both in memory of Yosef and all the people who have fallen protecting the Jewish people and simply for being Jewish people, as well as in order to bring us one step closer to Mashiach, to be part of something bigger, Belev Echad. This evening is one very powerful and meaningful to us step closer to Mashiach. Please God, our soldiers should be protected, our hostages should be released, our people united, and our faith strong. We really can do it. Binyan ha'oma be'avat chinam. I'll finish with something that Yosef wrote about Yom HaZikaron. The purpose of the day is not to cry over how the people who died were so heroic. Rather, it is to understand that within each of us is the ability and the strength to do what they did. They awaken within us the ability to see how much strength we have. I hope you leave this evening feeling strong and proud of who you are and who we are as a people, because we are capable of amazing, beautiful, powerful things like this evening. Yosef knew this and lived by this, and I hope it's something we can all take with us. Thank you for letting me share about my Yosef, and thank you for including us in this project. Tizku mitzvot.
It's very hard to speak or sing after. It happens to be Rabbi Peretz spoke about coincidentally that I played at the wedding of his son. He didn't know he's on the way to Melbourne. That coincidentally, Bashgacha Pratit, I was asked to record a video for the dinner in Melbourne for him and address him in the video. He's on the way there. Another thing, one of the Giburim, Tzadikim, that are here commemorated is Yossi Hershkovitz. I was a warrior that 44 years old, with a few children, and also a musician, like many of the warriors happen to be, like David HaMelech, very brave and very delicate. Very brave and very delicate. And Yossi, Hashem Yikom Damo, I just spoke with his father here. When he was walking through one of the battles, suddenly a song came to him, and he sang it to a friend of his, another brave warrior that survived. And in the Shiva, Aluf Mishne Golan Vach came to the Shiva and sang this song that Yossi composed while fighting. It's called Gam Ki Elech Begeitz Al Mavet. And I'd like to share it with you. אתה עימדי, גם כי אלך בגץ על מוות לא אירא, כי אתה עימדי. אך טוב החסד ירדפוני כל ימי חיי, ושבתי בבית השם לאורך ימים. אך טוב החסד ירדפוני כל ימי חיי, ושבתי בבית השם לאורך ימים. גם כי אלך בגץ על מוות לא אירא, כי אתה עימדי. גם כי אלך בגץ על מוות לא אירא, כי אתה עימדי. אך טוב החסד ירדפוני כל ימי חיי, ושבתי בבית השם לאורך ימים. אך טוב החסד ירדפוני כל ימי חיי, ושבתי בבית השם לאורך ימים.
Despite the pain, we have also seen the wonders of the Jewish people, Mikamcha Yisrael, supporting each other, giving money. There have been tears of pain, but we have also shed tears of joy. Those few times hostages returned, soldiers returned safely. And there's a song that we all know. The whole Jewish world knows this song, that summed up the mood of the incredible Israeli people. We are shattered, but we will overcome. As the song promises, Od yavo yamim tavim, good days will come. Of that we hope and we pray.
משפחה, חברים, אולי לצאת לבילויים, שיחות עמוקות, שיחות על נפש בלילה, להתמודד עם שינויים, הרגלים וישנים, שמע במלחמה עם הקרמה, עוד יבואו ימים טובים, אני מבטיח, עוד יבואו ימים טובים. גם בשעות החשוכות של הלילה תמיד יהיה כוכב קטן שיעיר לך את עצמך, את הדרך הביתה. תמיד זה הכי חשוך לפני הזריחה. מיליון רכבות דוהרות עד אוסטרליה, מחפש רחוק את מה שנמצא לך תחת לאף, קם ונופל בדרך שלך. להתמודד עם הפחדים, פוצע מים עמוקים, שחות סוף להגיע חוף עד הלילה, להאזין גם לשירים, כי הזמרים הם הרופאים הכי טובים שיש למדע להציע. עוד יבוא ימים טובים, אני מבטיח תראו ימים טובים גם בשעות החשוכות של הלילה תמיד יהיה קטן כוכב שיעיר לך את עצמך, את הדרך הביתה תמיד זה הכי חשוך לפני הזריחה מיליון רכבות דוהרות עד אוסטרליה מחפש רחוק את מה שנמצא לך מתחת לאף כל מכשול זה מדליה קם ונופל בדרך שלך אוי גם בשעות חשוכות של הלילה תמיד יהיה כוכב קטן שיעיר לך את דרכך את הדרך הביתה תמיד זה הכי חשוך לפני הזריחה מיליון רכבות דוהרות עד למלבורן מחפש רחוק את מה שנמצא לך מתחת לאף כל מכשול זה מדליה קם ונופל בדרך שלך קם ונופל בדרך שלך
Just before the tefillot, and then we get on to the ceremony of the Me'ilim, I'd like to ask, Ori Apikasis, the deputy chairman of Kakal, Abten Mizrahi, לדבר על הקהל בעברית, בגלל זה 150 אנשים מישראל, והכל באנגלית, זה לא פייר. אוי.
I will try in עברית. הבוקר ראיתי בקבוצת וואטסאפ של רבנים מכל העולם שאלה שהופנתה לרב יוסף צבי רימון, נשיא המזרחי העולמית. שאל אותו אחד הרבנים את השאלה, הרב תן לנו קצת תובנות ומחשבות איך נחגוג את שמחת תורה השנה. שזו דילמה שעברה בראשם של רבים. וככל שאנחנו מתקרבים לחגים, הדילמה הזאת היא הולכת ומתחזקת. לפני 10 חודשים בערך פגשתי את הרב אנדרו שור, המנחה שלנו, והוא שאל אותי את השאלה הזאת. זה היה נראה לי רחוק. עכשיו אתה שואל את עצמך את זה, יש עוד הרבה זמן. ואז הוא בא עם הרעיון הזה. הוא אמר, אני חושב שאנחנו צריכים לגייס את יהדות התפוצות בדרך שתנציח בצורה הכי יפה ומכובדת את מותם של הנופלים במלחמה. והדרך לעשות את זה תהיה על ידי זה שקהילות מהעולם יקדישו מעילים של ספרי תורה לזכרם של הנופלים, ועם אותם ספרי תורה ירקדו בשמחה שמהולה בעצב בבתי הכנסת בארץ ובעולם. הרעיון היה נראה לי מדהים, אבל גם מאוד קשה ומאתגר, והוא יצא לדרך. וכשהיום נכנסתי לפה והסתכלתי על המעילים, נעתקה נשמתי ממש. המעילים שעומדים זקופים לזכרם של הנופלים. וזה הזכיר לי משהו. זה הזכיר לי גמרא מאוד מפורסמת שמספרת, יש גמרא שאומרת על למה נמשלו עם ישראל. יש כל מיני דרשות. ואחד הדרשות שראיתי שישראל נמשלה לגפן. כי לגפן יש אשכולות ועלים וקנוקנות, כל מיני חלקים, וגם בעם ישראל יש חלקים. והגמרא ממשיכה ומספרת, כשהייתה צרה בארץ ישראל, נתבקשו מארץ ישראל לאחיהם בתפוצות, שהתפללו האשכולות על העלים. יהודי חוץ לארץ נמשלו לאשכולות, ויהודי ארץ ישראל נשקלו אל העלים. נמשלו לעלים. והרעיון שעומד מאחורי זה, שעם ישראל היא גפן, כשיש לה חלקים, וכדי לתת חיות בתוך הגפן הזאת, צריכים שהאשכולות והעלים יהיו מחוברים. שתהליכי הפוטוסינתזה מאור השמש ומהכוח והאנרגיה שיזרום בין האשכולות לעלים, אפשר לעשות את זה רק אם אנחנו מתחברים, יהודים מכל העולם, יהודים מהתפוצות ויהודים מארץ ישראל. אנחנו חווינו טרגדיה נוראה, אבל יחד עם זאת, יש תקווה גדולה. תקווה גדולה בקשר המחודש והמיוחד שיש בין יהדות התפוצות לבין מדינת ישראל. תסתכלו מה קרה בשנה האחרונה. אין תיירות בארץ ישראל, אבל עשרות, מאות של משלחות סולידריות של יהודים מכל העולם מגיעים לארץ כדי להגיד אנחנו איתכם. אנחנו איתכם, אנחנו בשבילכם. מיליארדי דולרים גויסו, עצרות ענקיות בעולם של יהודים מכל העולם כדי להגיד מדינת ישראל אנחנו איתכם. אנחנו חווים טרגדיה נוראה, אבל אנחנו גם חווים נחמה גדולה בחיבור המיוחד הזה בין יהדות התפוצות לבין מדינת ישראל. ואתם המשפחות של הנופלים היקרים, קחו מאותן נחמות וכוחות ששולחים לכם היהודים בתפוצות, והעבירו את זה למשפחות שלכם. ואתם, נציגי הקהילות, קחו מהאירוע הזה וספרו בקהילות ברחבי העולם שעם ישראל חי, עם ישראל חזק, עם ישראל מאוחד, ועם ישראל ינצח. תודה רבה.
We're now going to do some tefillot. After that, we will attempt to have the tekes of the families meeting the kilot by the me'ilim. That's why we need to pray now. Okay. I'd like to ask Gael Gunvald to lead us in Tehillim 121. Bakasha.
שיר למעלות, אשא עיני אל ההרים, מאין יבוא עזרי. עזרי מעם אדוני, עושה שמיים וארץ. אל ייתן למות רגליך, אל ינום שומרך. לא ינום ולא יישן שומר ישראל. אדוני שומרך, אדוני צילך על יד ימינך. יומם השמש לא יקקה וירח בלילה. אדוני ישמורך מכל רע, ישמור את נפשך. אדוני ישמור צאתך ובואך מעתה ועד עולם.
I'd like to ask from Chicago, Rabbi Jerry Eisenberg, to lead us in Kuf Merbet.
Maskil David, Yosef Amaras Filah. Maskil David, Koli El Adonai Ezak, Koli El Adonai Eschanon. Eshpoch lefanav sichi, צרסי לפניו אגיד. והיסתף עלי רוחי, ואתה ידעת נסיבוסי, ויורחזו עליך תמנו פחלי.
והיסתף עלי רוחי, ואתה ידעת נסיבתי,
בית ימין וראה ואין לי מכיר, עבד מנוס ממני אין דורש לנפשי.
בבית ימין וראה ואין לי מכיר, עבד מנוס ממני.
זעקתי אליך אדוני אמרתי, אתה מחזיק חלקי בארץ החיים.
זעקתי אליך אדוני אמרתי, אתה מחזיק חלקי בארץ החיים.
הקשיבו אל רינוסי, כי דלוסי מאוד, הצילני מרודפי, כי ימתו ממני.
הקשיב אל רינוסי, כי הצילני מרודפי, כי ימתו ממני.
הוציאה ממזכר נפשי, להודות שמך, ויחתירו צדיקים, כי סגמול אלוהי.
הוציאה ממזכר נפשי,
תפילה לשלום המדינה, רב בן סימן.
שלנו. אבינו שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו, ברך את מדינת ישראל ראשית צמיחת גאולתנו. הגן עליה בעברת חסדך, ופרוס עליה סוכת שלומך, ושלח אורך ועמיתך לראשיה שריה ויועציה, ותקנם בעצה טובה מלפניך. חזת את ידי מגיני ארץ קודשנו, והנחילם אלוהינו ישועה ועטרת ניצחון תעטרם. ונתת שלום בארץ ושמחת עולם ליושביה. ואת אחינו כל בית ישראל פקודנה בכל ארצות פזוריהם, ותוליכם מהרה קומיות על צירי ניריך, ולירושלים משכן שמך. ככתוב בתורת משה עבדיך, אם יהיה ברכה בקצה השמיים, משם יקבצך אדוני אלוהיך, ומשם ייקחך. והביאך אדוני אלוהיך אל הארץ אשר ירשו אבותיך במשתה, ויברך ויברך מארצך. ויחל לבבינו לעבר וירא את שמך, ולשמור את כל דברי תורתך. ושלח לנו מהרה בן דוד משני צדקיך, יבדוק מחלוקת ישועתך. ברכה והדר יורזך על כל יושבי תבל ארצך, ויאמר כל אשר נשמה באפו, אדוני אלוהי ישראל מלך, ומלכותו בכל משלה, אמן.
אבינו אבינו שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו. אבינו אבינו שבשמיים, צור ישראל וגואלו.
Prayer, תפילה לשלום מלכי צבא ישראל, יונתן הזה.
Perfect. Perfect time. מי שברך אבותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל. הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל. יברך את חיילי צבא הגנה משמע ארצנו והרי אלוהינו מגבול הלבנון ועד מדבר מצרים ומן הים הגדול עד לבוא הערבה ביבשה באוויר ובים הוא יברך I can't hear you צבא הגנה לישראל הוא יברך את חיילי צבא הגנה ישראל יברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל הקדוש ברוך הוא ישמור ויציל את חיילינו מכל צרה וסוכה ומכל נגע ומחלה משלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשי ידיהם ידבר שונאינו הרשעים תחתיהם ויעטרם בכתר ישועה ובעטרת ניצחון ויקוים בהם הכתוב כי אדוני אלוהיכם ההולך עמכם להושיע אתכם להילחם לכם עם אויביכם ונאמר
I want to ask to read the Mishberach L'Shvurim for the hostages. Somebody who has made all the milim around us, has helped us here to turn around, I'm going to ask you. I want to ask you the Lanskon B'Chavod, who's been responsible for all the milim, along with Otal, to read for us the Mishberach L'Shvurim. Yehuda, Bakasha.
מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב יוסף משה ואהרון דוד ושלמה הוא יברך וישמור וינצור את אחינו בית ישראל השבויים בעבור שאנו מתפללים בעבורם הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא רחמים עליהם ישמרם מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה וישלח ברכה והצלחה בכל מעשי ידיהם יוציאם מחושך וצל מוות ויושיבם מהרה לחיק משפחותיהם ונאמר אמן.
Please be seated. לשבת בבקשה. Only 15 minutes late. It's not bad. Okay. עכשיו we come to the most important חשוב מאוד of tonight. For the families here in Mishpachot to meet the Kehilot by their me'il, to be taken back to that Kehillah. I hope this will work. I hope. Okay. We're going to do this in 10 groups. Jonathan will be playing for us to inspire us as we find our me'il. It is organized by country, and I will read out which shuls and which Kadosh and which families. It went really well for Australia, Canada, Israel, and UK. It then went a bit wrong for America. Symbolic maybe of the world today, anyway. Let's not go there. So we're going to go, the first group is the shuls in Australia. This is all the communities from Australia, from Dover Heights Shul, Chabad Gan Era, Blake Street Hebrew Congregation, Moriah College, Caulfield Bet Midrash, Caulfield Hebrew Congregation, Kilat Masada, the Central Synagogue from Melbourne and from Sydney. The first over there are your milim. If I can ask the Kadoshim, the families of the Kadoshim who are here, I hope they are here. I will read out all the Kadoshim, but the ones I'm told are here are the Kadoshim for Moti, Reva, and Yossi Hershkovitz. Also you have Iti Amar, Raz Mizrahi, Lavi Lipschitz, Eli Cesar, Elon Weiss, Natalie Yaakov, Elkobi, Amit Min. Please now can the Australian shuls go over to their mi'lim, while I invite the families, Mota Riva and Yossi Hershkovitz, to meet the communities, by your mi'lim, photos and whatever, and then we'll start with Group 2. Group 1, Australia, thank you for coming from Australia. Definitely the furthest journey that anyone has done. Tremendous, tremendous. Just wait for them to get there. Something to inspire us as the communities meet there. The second group, almost as far, from Toronto, Canada. Bet Midrash Zichron Dov, Mishkan Avraham, the Or Chaim Minyan, Bet Tzedek Congregation, Sharei Shamayim Congregation, Sharei Tfilah, and Bnei Akiva Schools of Toronto. And their Kadoshim, Avidan Torjaman, Yonadav Raz Levenstein, Adi Baruch, Yonadav, Avidan Torjaman as well, Yosef Gedalia. Also, David Sasson, Stanislav Kosterov, David Schwartz. Please, can the families go across Canada? We'll be over here. The next along from Australia. Families Torjaman, Levenstein, Baruch, Guadelia. If anything is not correct tonight, it will be corrected. Do not worry. We will make sure everyone gets exactly what they need. Please God. Group 3. Communities from Israel. Kibbutz Alomim. Or Chadash Yerushalayim. Kilat Talpiot HaChadasha Yerushalayim. Carmel Tzion Kiryat Gat. Mitzpeh Ramot. Kilat Sharayon Menachem Modi'in. Young Yesod North Netanya, Kiryat Shiftei Yisrael, and Mevaset Zion Tel Mond. Israeli shuls, the table over here coming along. At the end of the evening, when you take your meal, you'll be getting a bag, also with the belt, the Kadoshim for the Israeli shuls. Families of Kadoshim Stevie Marcus, David Yair Shalom, Oz Grover, Nadav Elchanan Nola, Tiferet Lapidot, Elia Dani. Kadoshim, the families, to go now to the communities over here on this side to meet the communities. This is the easy bit before it goes. If there are shuls that are here aren't on my list, it's because we didn't get the information in time. But do not worry, you have a me'il, you have a kadosh, it's all been sorted, just not for tonight. I apologize. But please go to meet the others in your group. Group 4. This is the Netherlands and the UK. I can't pronounce this first shul.
I'll say it for you.
You speak Dutch?
Father's
Dutch.
Dutch.
Said that.
I'm just kidding. I mean, half kidding.
Okay, it's spelled.
Verschrikkelijk.
It's spelled Cizsjoel. Cizsjoel. From Amsterdam. And And this one I can do Amos, Amsterdam Modern Orthodox Shul. And the UK shuls, Birmingham Central Synagogue. And then a shul, tremendous, Amsterdam Suburb Synagogue, have taken 8 mi'ilim for their shul. Kol hakavod to Amsterdam Suburb Synagogue. The Kadoshim, for those groups, again, not all here, Eliyahu Moshe Zimbelis Kadosh, Yonatan Elias, Almog Shalom, Eitan Kaltwon, Tal Pishvilski, Eitan Koplowitz, also David Degami, Gidon Harel, Gigi Rivlin, Yonatan Yosef Barnard, Adar Gabriel, Yair Levin, Elon Weiss. Again, over here, this is where your milim are for the UK and Netherlands. We have one more group that should work. And then I apologize profusely. I hope this is working. There's another group of UK that's coming now. Don't worry. The second group, UK, tremendous response from the UK. 85 million have been ordered by the UK. Kol hakavod, it's a good country. Okay, we have the S&P Sephardi community, just to say to them, your special milim are being prepared. They're not here yet, but your Kadoshim are. So please make sure you come up to stand. It's in the section from here and here. Also, we have O Yisrael, Bournemouth, Edra Das Yisrael. If I can ask my family to do that one, because I'm stuck up here. It's my shul. Woodford Forest United Synagogue, Belmont United Synagogue, Finchley Federation, Edgware United, Radlett United, Hendon United, Edgware Yeshurun, Manchester, Greater New Austin Court, and Whitefield Manchester. The Kadoshim, Yitzhar Hoffman, Israel Suisa, Nemi Shitrit, Kim Docker, Nathanael Silberg, Benji Needham, and also Yosef Gedalia, also from Steencourt. Your milim are here. We should now be up to here. From here onwards, it's America. What's going to happen is I'm going to send you up in groups of 10 as shuls and as kadoshim. My staff will try and help you find your kadosh, help you find the me'il. Please forgive us. Okay, this group is America, and again, America have been over 300 shuls in America have taken part in this, and we are very grateful. I may make fun, but without America, this is where we need to get all the many more milim. Congregation Adat Yeshurun La Jolla, Adat Yisrael San Francisco, Shaarei Tzedek Valley Village, the Community Synagogue Westport, Connecticut, Boca Jewish Center, Anshe Chesed Congregation, Beth Israel Congregation, Miami Beach, Florida, Ohev Shalom, Florida, Palm Beach Synagogue, Florida, Young Israel of Kendall in Florida, Ramat Shalom Beth Israel in Plantation, Florida, Young Israel of Sunny Isles Beach in Florida. The Kadoshim for the communities in La Jolla, California and Florida are Reuven Abraham Shishportish, Uriel Bibi, Shalom Menachem, Adi Baruch, Elchanan Meir Kalmanson, and Shani Gabay. The Kadoshim of the families to be with La Jolla, California, Connecticut, Florida. Please go over here to the American section. My staff will help you find your me'il. I apologize if it takes a while. We tried. I will wait till my staff give me a thumbs up to the next group so I don't overwhelm them. All the American milim are all in that corner. They are there. I promise. I hope. I hope it's hoping behind me that Kadosh families are meeting the Kilot, and I hope. Okay, I'll do the next group. It's a balagan, but it's Israel. It's beautiful. Just find your meal, find your kila. We'll get there. Okay, the next group is for Chicago, Maryland, and I don't know, Maryland, correct. Okay, I have, let me check, yes. North Suburban Synagogue, Bethel, Chicago. Beth HaMedrash Hagadol Kesamar of Chicago. Congress Yehuda Moshe, Chicago. Shalom House Chabad of the South area. Beth Tefillah Congregation, Baltimore and Pikesville. Beth Shalom Congregation, Potomac, Maryland. Berman Hebrew Academy from Rockville. Woodside Synagogue, Avas Torah, Silver Spring. Kemp Mill Synagogue, Silver Spring. The Kadoshim, on your milim. Aner Shapira, Simlat Shir Biton, Itai Cohen, Chen Buchwis, Ronnie Abu Haron, Yehuda Becher, Tzu Abraham. Please the families to go over to this area to find, I'm sorry, the milim. Have Savlanut. My team will try and find your meal for you. Thank you. Okay. When we finish after this, we're going to finish with a song and hatikvas with everyone back in their chairs. The next group is those from New Jersey. There's a lot of you from New Jersey and Ohio. Congregation Sharei Torah, Torah Temet and Beth Jacob from Columbus and Cincinnati, Ohio. And then Congregation Sons of Israel from Cherry Hill. Eitz Chaim from Livingston. Another outstanding shul. 8 million for Congregation Eitz Chaim, Kol HaKavod. Pollitt Day School, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Congregation Adas Israel, Elizabeth, New Jersey. Synagogue of the Suburban Torah Center in Livingston, New Jersey. Maplewood Jewish Center. Young Israel, Passaic, Clifton. The Jewish Center in Teaneck, New Jersey. The Kadoshim, a lot of the Kadoshim from this group the families couldn't make tonight. Nadav, Farhi, Stevie Marcus, Alumim for this one in America. Gilad Nitzan, Hillel, Shmuel, Sadon. And again, the ones that couldn't make it here tonight. Kadoshim, the families of Yakir Yaakov, Yosef Avner, Mayin Bar, Ofer Grosso, Ail Zisa, Adi Dagan, Amit Vax, Eli Ginsberg, Avner Doran, Eli Baram, Yoval Bar, Dro'o, Yisra Galernta, Adi Groman, Chaim Yeshurun Ketzmen, Adi Head, Aviad Gad Cohen, also Yosef Goydela, also been requested by Congregation Etz Chaim as well, another shul. If I can ask, once you've met your Kehillah, or Kehillah, you've seen your Me'il, to come sit down so we can make sure we can move on to the final part of tonight, to finish B'yachad together. If family of Elon Weiss is here, Kila Masada have your me'il. We're told Elon, the family is here. Kila Masada's over there. If Elon is here, his family is here. His family is here. The next group, probably the final group, are from New York. Leave the loudest till last, I say. So it's New York, Pennsylvania, Oregon, Tennessee, and Kansas. We put you all together. Congregation Beth Abraham Yaakov Jacob in Albany, Young of Queens Valley in Flushing. Congregation Beth Shalom also took 4 of Lawrence, New York. North Shore Jewish Center. Congregation Ohev Shalom. Young Israel of Monsey and Wesley Hills, the Downtown Minyan, the Shenk Shul, Ramat Ora, Cambridge Heights. Young Israel of West Hempstead, Congregation Etz Chaim of Dogwood Park, Temple Beth Tzedek, Kessi Israel from Portland, Makor Bracha, Beth Shalom Synagogue from Scranton, Sharei Torah from Pittsburgh, Baron Hirsch Congregation from Memphis, Tennessee, and BR from Overland Park, Kansas. And the Kadoshim, the families of the Kadoshim. Liel Hayo, Ron Yehudai, Avitar Cohen, Ben Mizrahi, Daniel Perez, I think the one had to go, Moshe Yedid Yelaita, Oz Bandes, Osher Simcha Barzilai, and also Daniel Perez. So those are the final ones. Okay, 1 second. Okay? You come to me and I'll write it down. Because this, I'm just the guy who delivers one. Yes, I've got it here. Oh. Okay, we have some other ones. Congregation Beth Jacob of Atlanta is Dekel Susia. The Me'il is not here, but you are both here because it was. Okay, so we have people who signed up too late for the Me'il, but are here. We want to make sure we have Kadoshim as well. We have also Abbas Achim, if they're here. Their Kadosh isn't here. Amit Bunsel. Beth Knesset Sameret Anona from Yerushalayim. Also, the Me'il's not here. Chatam from Rehovot, for Yaki Hexter. Chicago Jewish Day School. Congregation Beit Tefillah of Woodmere. Congregation Beit HaTeret Yisrael. Congregation Brothers of Israel, Long Branch, New York. Saran Liel is your Kadosh. The Me'il is not here yet, but you can meet your Kadosh. Congregation Oheb Tzedek, Ozi in New York. That's Iti, Salma Ita. Ken, because it was, they applied late, but there will be a meal. Yes. Okay, where is the congregation of Tzedek? OZ. Oh, no, OZ. Oheb Tzedek of New York. It says Ohab Tzedek, New York. Yes? Okay, OZ, come forward. Here is your... We're getting there. We have lots of other ones, but they came too late for me. We can announce them. Okay, 1 second, I will go through them. I'm sorry, everybody. Okay, congregation, Oheb Emet. Oheb Emet, okay. Kadosh, Elisha, Leben, Ken. Okay, okay. I have a few more, I'm sorry. Okay. These are the communities that we know are here, but we're too late for Millim, but you will get your Millim before Simchat Torah, do not worry. Hadley Wood, Jewish Center of Teaneck, Kila Kadima Synagogue, Kila Mishkan Shiloh, Liumi of Delray Beach, Florida. Are they here? It says Liumi Inc., Delray Beach. Okay, South Netanya Ashkenazi Congregation Snack. Okay, Uriel Biton and Yosef Malachi Gedalia. There's your Kadosh. There is no meal, but if they are here, please meet. These are people, again, this is the problem. They're trying to organize a global project. If we didn't get the orders when we need them by, we couldn't get them printed in time. That's the problem. We will get them printed by Simchat Torah, do not worry. Forest Hill Jewish Center, Young Israel of Oceanside, 4 million. None of the Kadoshim could be here tonight. Families could be here tonight. We have the names. Abi Arachamim, Elet Avnin, Elitzur Tzuriel, Lioslin. Young Israel of St. Louis, Dor Abitan. Again, they're not here. Young Israel of Woodmere. Again, Aviad Cohen, Solomon Igyaref, and Zachariah Haber. Unfortunately, those families couldn't make it tonight. As I said, these are all the names. Do not worry. Everybody, we have all the details. Everyone will get their meal with the name by Simchat Torah. We just want tonight to make sure Kadoshim can meet with the families. Kadoshim can meet with the families. Kadosh can meet with the communities. So please, any other? Is Amir Shapiro's family here? Anil Shapiro. Anil Shapiro. I'll do everybody. We'll get everyone. Is the family of Rami Tamiri? I can check. Again, only half the families were able to make it tonight because, again, for some it's very difficult to come. Which you? Okay, New Jersey. Congregation. Yes, got it. Should be. Is the Kadosh the family Liel Chayo? Liel Chayo is a family. We're trying. Cohen Leviathan.
You asked about Pittsburgh?
I'm trying to do everybody.
You asked about Pittsburgh and Anshe Chesed.
Again?
Can I ask? Pittsburgh and Anshe Chesed, Florida. Are you anyone here? Pittsburgh and Anshe Chesed, Florida. If you are, go in that direction, I guess on the right side when looking at the stage.
Eviatar Cohen. is here, but everyone has a Kadosh. I'm not sure why there's a blank there. We will sort everything out. Contact Benji and we'll sort it out. Is Neil here? Let me just find. Avital, go ahead. It's there. Atlanta.
Of Atlanta. Atlanta.
Yes. Decca.
Decca. They cannot find it.
You can't find Decca?
They cannot find the Mayu.
Because the meal's not here.
Okay, great. So then I'll tell them.
Yeah, no. The meal.
Tell them it's late.
I'm sorry. One second. If I can suggest anybody, because okay, let's just try and do it. One second, I can do this. Temple, let's set it roughly in New York. One second. Not Williamsville? Williamsville, New York? I've only got one list there. Huh? I've got a team over there with papers. Now I've got my phone with it on. I've got my phone with it on. It's all on my phone. We'll get there. Okay. I've got Pebble said it Williamsville, New York. That's got it? That's good enough? Okay, he's not here. Yeah, draw. Okay. I got down draw. Huh? Does somebody sort out? Upset Jews is not good. We've got time. It's not time. So I gave you the wrong name then, because from here it says it's draw.
Andy, what does green mean? What does red
Green
mean?
Green means they're here.
And what does
grey? Basically, green means they're here. That's all you have to know.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
One second. Amity, yes. There was someone down there. I did? Okay, I can tell you. Which was the name? I know, I did. I don't know how to I'm sorry, we will work it out. I'm sorry. This quarter we'll sort it all out. Yes. Oh no, I had this one first. I get that. I was asking which is where?
הרב, אם רוצים לעשות התקווה, אז רוצים
רוצים לעשות את התקווה? עוד דקה. כי אנשים הולכים פשוט.
This is what we're going to do, everybody. I want people to stay as long as they can to find what they need. But people, I think, need to go. So, what we're going to do... I'll get to them. Okay. Just want to say to everybody here, before we finish, we're going to finish with our tikva, and then you have as much time as you like to find your meal. Ask me anything, I will answer whatever I can, and just try and sort this out. This is a holy work we're doing here, and we apologize if it's not as easy as it is. I do apologize. I want to thank Yehuda Lanscom and Ortal, who created and made all these beautiful milim for us. I want to thank David Rubin, Rav Hillel Mizrach UK, for putting together tonight in all its beautiful chaotic glory. Rav Danny Mervis, Nadav Abuchla, Nadav Ambanet for organizing the last 2 days. The person who's organized everything with his emails and everything, Benji Goldstein. To the communities that came here to join us. I apologize if you haven't found your meal yet. If you haven't found your Kadosh yet, we'll get there. But thank you. Safe flights back home and come back soon. וכל המשפחות בישראל, תודה, תודה. אני מקווה שהיום זה טיפה. We will remember that the names of your Kadoshim will not be forgotten. We are remarkable people, trying to find our way home, trying to find our Me'il, trying to find our Kadosh. We're back in our land of Eretz Israel, we shall overcome. We are the people who never give up hope, whose national anthem means hope. Let us finish tonight the formal part. The informal part will carry on, I'm sure, for a bit longer. Let's finish biyachad, mishpachot, kilot, orchim, hakol, singing the national anthem of the state of Israel, Medinat Israel. Please stand, you all are anyway. Nashir Shemnenu Hatikva.
Kolot baleva veniva nefesh Yehudi oria vateni zachkanima ayin etzion Sophia. Oh,
a huge thank you to Yonatan Bazel. Toda rabba, toda rabba. There'll be the first of many Ma'arivs will take place. You face that way. Will take place at the back there by the back trees because I want to be here. I'm going to be here till whatever it takes to make sure everyone finds what they need to find. So Ma'ariv now, the first Ma'ariv tonight. Chodesh Tov, everybody. Don't forget to David Hashem. The back now, Ma'ariv. And anyone else wants to ask me, I will try and sort things out.